Hello, class. Well, today we're going to be talking about exterior angles or extended triangle angles. So, here are some basics you're going to need to know as we're getting started in this section. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Vertical angles are always congruent, and the measure of a straight angle is 180 degrees. Okay, those are some of the things that you should have seen already, and they're going to be critical to understanding this topic. So let's take a look at this example I've got right down here. This is copied and pasted directly from Delta Math, so this is exactly like some of your practice problems. We've got this triangle here. Okay, boom, 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 and one of the sides is extended, and it's created this 164-degree angle. That 164-degree angle is what's called an exterior angle. Okay, this is an exterior angle right there. Okay, that's an exterior angle. Okay, and with that, we want to try to find the measure of x right here. So what is x in degrees? Well, we know that right here, the measure of a straight angle is always 180 degrees. So this is 180. I know this big part here is 164. So I know that I'm going to call this, let's call that A, shall we? So I know 164 plus A is going to equal 180. Okay. So I can go ahead and subtract 164 from each side. Okay, and when I do that, A is going to be 16 degrees. Okay, so A is 16. Well, I also know that if I add these three angles, I should get 180 degrees. So I know that 16, well, let's start here. I know that x plus 16 plus 109 equals 180. Okay, if I combine these like terms here, I have x plus 125 equals 180. Subtract 125 from both sides. Okay, that gives me x equal to 55. Okay, now there's another way that's a little bit easier than going through all these calculations. Okay, so if you think about this, this angle here, okay, is 180 minus these two, right? This angle here, A, is 180 minus this minus that, okay, because the interior angles is 180. So if I have 180, I take away this and I take away that, I'm left with that, okay? Well, this is also 180 minus this, okay? So what that tells you is this exterior angle is going to equal this plus this, okay? So what that boils down to is the measure of an external angle is equal to the sum of the two angles that are opposite it. So in other words, in our example here, 164 is going to be equal to x plus 109. Okay, just to prove it, I'm going to go ahead and solve this for x. Subtract 109 here, subtract 109 here. I have x equals 55 degrees. Okay, so there you go. The measure of an external angle is equal to the sum of the two angles that are opposite it. Okay, that's the big deal in these. So let's take a look at a couple more examples. Okay, now in this example, you've got this triangle laid out here. They tell you that this angle here is 60 degrees, this angle is 130 degrees, and I want you to figure out what the measure of this angle x is. Well, in this case, it's a little bit easier because remember we said at the top that straight angles, okay, straight angles like this, have to equal 180 degrees. So you know that 130 plus x equal 180. Pretty straightforward here. I'm going to subtract 130 from each side. And you end up with x equals 50 degrees. Really straightforward on that one. Now, the next two you're going to need to really pay attention to, and picture is going to be worth 1,000 words. Let's take a look at those. Here we go. In triangle WXY, line segment WY is extended through point Y to point Z. The measure of angle YWX equals 2x plus 12 degrees. The measure of angle WXY equals 2x plus 5. And the measure of angle XYZ equals 7x minus 1. What is the value of x? This is a problem stripped directly from Delta Math. Let's take a look at it so when you get to your practice, you know what you're doing. So here we go. First, I'm going to draw a triangle. I don't know what this looks like, but I'm going to draw this triangle right here. Okay, I'm going to call this WXY. Okay, doesn't matter. Your triangle could look completely different, but you want to get something down so you have a basis to start from. And it says that WY is extended through Y to point Z. Here we go. I'm going to extend this through Y, and I've got point Z out here. Great. The measure of angle YWX. So YWX, so this angle here, is going to be 2x plus 12. It says that WXY, so WXY, this angle here is going to be 2x plus 5. And lastly, it says that the measure of angle XYZ, okay, so now we're talking about this external angle, is 7x minus 1. Well, we talked earlier about exterior angles. The measure of this external angle is going to be equal to the sums of the two opposite internal angles. So that would be angle W and angle X. So I can simply write here that 7x minus 1 equals 2x plus 5 plus 2x plus 12. Okay, that's this angle and this angle. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms on my right-hand side. My x's are going to combine, so that gives me 4x. My constant terms combine, that gives me 17. And the 7x minus 1 drops right down. Okay, I'm going to subtract 4x from each side. Bring all my variables to one side. Again, it doesn't matter if you bring the 4x to this side or you get rid of the 7x and bring that to the right-hand side. Okay, subtracting those. 3x minus 1 equals 17. Add 1. Add 1. 3x equals 18. Divide both sides by 3. And x equals 6. Now, in this case, that's the end of the problem because it asks you just to find x. Be careful, though. If it asks you for the measure of one of the angles, make sure you take your x value and you plug it back in for the correct angle. Make sure you answer the proper question. Okay, and our next problem. In triangle UVW, UW is extended through point W to point X. Measure of angle UVW is 3x plus 16. the measure of angle WUV is 2x plus 8, and the measure of angle BWX is 8x minus 18. Find the measure of angle WUV. So, again, I'm going to draw a triangle. Don't know exactly what their triangle looks like, but I start with a triangle here. I'm going to call this U, V, W. Okay, and it says that UW is extended through W to X. So I'm going to come right through here to point X. Great. Measure of angle UVW, UVW, so this guy right here is 3X plus 16. WUV, WUV, I got my two opposite angles. That's going to be 2x plus 8. And VWX, VWX, there's our exterior angle, is 8x minus 18. Okay, let's go to work here. So I know that this plus this is going to equal this. Okay, the sum of the two opposite interior angles is going to equal the measure of the exterior angle. So 3x plus 16 plus 2x plus 8 equals 8x minus 18. Combine some like terms here. 5x. Combine my constant terms. Plus 24 equals 8x plus, 8x minus 18. Okay, let's subtract 5x here. Subtract 5x here. (24) equals 3x minus 18. I'm going to add 18 to both sides. That goes away. 3x equals 42. Divide both sides by 3. You get x equals 14. Now be careful, it didn't ask you to find x. What it asked you to find was WUV, okay? So measure angle WUV equals 2x plus 8. Says so right here, okay? So I'm going to plug x in, plug 14 in here for x. So that's going to equal 2 times 14 plus 8. That's going to equal 28 plus 8. And the final answer here is 36 degrees. Okay, there you go. So make sure you're answering the question that you were asked. Okay, you can do all this great algebra work, draw a fantastic picture. Make sure you answer the question asked. Okay, last couple problems are taken from Alex. That's going to be another part of your practice. Let's take a look at those. So in these problems, you're asked to find x. Well, it's easy. Here it is. No, that's not what they mean. Yes, I know. It's poorly worded. I'm sorry. Really, what you're trying to do is determine the value of x. Okay, so determine the value of x in these problems. Well, let's take a look at what we have here. We've got this angle here at 39. We've got this angle here at 31, this at x, and this at 103. Wow. Well, let's see what else we can figure out. Well, 39 and this are vertical angles. So I'm going to call that one 39 as well. Okay. Now I've got this exterior angle here of 103. I can find a triangle with the other two internal angles. I can just set it equal to this. Well, take a look. I actually have a triangle here. This triangle right here okay, that's a triangle. So I can say that this angle, the 39, plus this angle, the 31 plus x, equals the 103. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say that 39 plus 31 plus x, okay, 39 is right here, 31 plus x is up here. That's going to equal the 103 degrees. Combining some like terms here, 39 plus 31 is 70, plus x equals 103. Subtract 70 from both sides, and you're left here with x equals 33. There you go. Pretty straightforward, but it's much easier if you realize that you're looking at that whole triangle. That way you can just lump that in as one of the interior angles, okay, this whole angle here, versus trying to find each one of these separately. Okay, you can, it just gets pretty complicated. I mean, you could come through here, just going to talk it through. I'm not gonna explain it. Okay, just going to talk it through. I'm not going to write it out, rather. Okay, you could, another way to do this would be to come through here and say, well, this is 39, this is 31. Okay, find the measure of this angle, then find the measure of this angle, find the measure of this angle, because these are the straight angle there, and then solve for x. You can do that, absolutely. It's a long way around, but you could do it. Okay, the exterior angles just makes it a little bit easier for this problem. Yeehaw! Last example. Okay, again, we're asked to determine the measure of x. And I know when the instruction says find x, here it is. Yeah, silly, don't worry about that. Okay, so we got this angle here at 28, which means that the vertical angle across from it is also going to be 28. I can see a big triangle here. Okay, I got 43 and 32 here. I got this. So if I look at this guy right here, again, boom, boom, and then across here, I've got an exterior angle here of x. So really, really easy peasy lemon squeezy. I can say that x is going to equal the sum of the two opposite interior angles, 28 plus 32 plus 43. Okay, doing all that out, I can see that x equals 103. Boy, that sounds familiar. Almost like the last one we had. Well, there you go. You've now gone through external angles, you've done a little algebra, and you should be ready to go. If you have any questions, see me in class. Thank you.